we're going to explain how to troubleshoot the unable to load DLL sqlite.interop.dll error in Visual Studio. This frustrating error usually pops up when your application, which uses the SQLite database, fails to find the necessary interoperability library. Let's dive into the common causes and how to fix them. 1. Incorrect architecture. The first and most frequent culprit is a mismatch between your application's architecture, 32-bit or 64-bit, and the sqlite.interop.dll you're using. If you're building a 64-bit application, you absolutely need a 64-bit version of sqlite.interop.dll and vice versa. Check your project's build settings in Visual Studio to confirm its architecture. Then ensure that the sqlite.interop.dll you've included matches. Often, this involves downloading the correct version from the official SQLite website or NuGet package manager. 2. Missing DLL. Sometimes the sqlite.interop.dll file is simply missing from your project's output directory or from your system's path environment variable. In Visual Studio, check the output window during the build process to see if any warnings or errors regarding DLL loading are reported. After building, verify that sqlite.interop.dll is present in the same folder as your executable. If not, copy it there. Remember to include the DLL in your deployment process if you plan to distribute your application. 3. Incorrect paths and dependencies. Ensure your project is correctly referencing the sqlite.interop.dll. Check the project's references within Visual Studio. If it's not listed, you might need to manually add it. Additionally, make sure that the necessary dependencies are correctly set up. If sqlite.interop.dll depends on other DLLs, these must also be available. A corrupted installation of your SQLite NuGet package or other related software could also cause this issue. 4. NuGet package manager issues. If you're using NuGet to manage your SQLite dependencies, ensure the package is correctly installed and that all its components are downloaded and included in your project. Sometimes NuGet might encounter issues during installation. Try uninstalling and reinstalling the SQLite package. Check the NuGet Package Manager console for any error messages during the installation process. 5. Antivirus or security software. Rarely, but it can happen, your antivirus or security software might be interfering. Try temporarily disabling your antivirus or firewall to see if that resolves the problem. If it does, you might need to add an exception for your application's executable and associated DLLs. 6. Rebuilding the project. Sometimes, a simple rebuild of your project can clear up minor issues related to DLL loading. In Visual Studio, try cleaning the solution, build clean solution, and then rebuilding it, build rebuild solution. This forces Visual Studio to recompile everything, which can sometimes resolve unexpected issues with dependencies. By systematically checking these points, you should be able to identify and resolve the unable to load DLL sqlite.interop.dll error in your Visual Studio projects. Remember to always download libraries from trusted sources to avoid potential security risks.